Hello, my viewer, whoever is watching this. I'm Dan, or if you're looking at my YouTube channel name, Dangerous Dr. Daniel. I really want to make this video as a kind of announcement video slash first foray into commentary and more serious videos on my channel. Now, if you don't know who I am, don't know me, which is probably the case if you're watching this, since I don't really get much viewers, but I really am passionate about video games, and I'm passionate about the technical side, the business side, and the consumer side, and I really want to start giving my thoughts on these things. Maybe doing unscripted videos like this. This is just me kind of riffing and trying to get what I want out there on a less formal level. So, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. I don't want to ramble on too long. And, let me know what you think in the comment section. If this kind of thing works, then I will definitely be uploading more of these. So enjoy my thoughts on PlayStation VR. Alright, so this is the good, the bad, and the ugly of Astrobot Rescue VR. Okay, so if you don't know anything about this game, it's a really cute little platformer. It kind of reminds me a lot of Ratchet and Clank, or Jak and Daxter, kind of that PlayStation 2 era of, hey, we're just kind of jumping around the open world and exploring for a couple collectibles here and there, getting to the end of the level, going to the next one. Yeah, as you can see here, this is a really good example of how the perspective really plays into it. So you saw how I physically actually turned my head and looked over, and you could see how my little robot dude jumped down there. When you're actually in the VR headset, it's kind of hard to describe, but if you haven't tried VR, and most people haven't because of the price point and just how inaccessible it can be for a lot of people, it's really interesting actually being able to kind of lean around and giving that whole new perspective to the world. I would call it something between 3.5D and 4D. It's an interesting thing. I agree with most people's thoughts that I've spoken to about this, in that VR really isn't fully there yet. All in all though, with that said, I have really enjoyed this game. And if you were to look for a platformer, and you really enjoy Ratchet and Clank, and Ukulele, and Banjo-Kazooie style games, Hat in Time, I could go on and on. There's so many wonderful options for platformers out there, but you just don't see stuff like this in VR. And Sony's always really good at showing off their hardware through their software, and their software through their hardware, depending. I mean, let's not talk about the iToy. But, we have a lot of stuff here that's going for this game. For good, I would say you have a solid game here that involves a lot of really nice visuals and a lot of nice gameplay here. I mean, the gameplay loop is satisfying, and it's rewarding to get the collectibles and make progression here through the game. I would say there are some bad things, though. I don't have too much I want to riff on, but the game's not perfect by any means. But, just like most VR games, I think where this game really shines is showing and exploring new concepts. And just things like the transitions here. With Sony and PlayStation VR, you see how you shape the controller into there and how the world kind of forms around me. This isn't something that's going to impact your kind of everyday gaming experience, but it's just really cool to see a creative transition like that. And, I can appreciate when the developer puts in little details like that. Now, that's a very small thing that I enjoyed, but as far as negatives, there are some. There's very limited interaction here. If you're looking at how I'm playing, yeah, I can move my head, as you can see, and kind of get these different perspectives. Stuff like this, where I actually have to physically lean my head to see what's around the wall. That stuff is really cool. But then you have times where, me personally at least, where I'm playing, and I'm thinking, wow, this is really cool, and then I'm an hour in, I'm like, well, I'm kind of bored. I mean, because there's really not much here. I mean, yeah, at least in other platformers, you got a lot more going on in the world as far as environmental effects, enemy variety, different, things that the developers put in there as mini-games distractions. So in conclusion, what I'm trying to say as far as things that negatively impact the gameplay experience here is the lack of content and other things to do. Especially after you finish a level, I find that there's not many reasons to go back and play it other than trivial collectibles like these coins that they have scattered around if you're just looking to kind of get that 100%. Now I know I started the video by saying the title of this thing I'm trying here is going to be the good, bad, and ugly, but I really don't see much ugly about this. I mean, I would say the only ugly thing is if you look at the VR industry as a whole. It's a shame that games are so expensive for what you're getting, and that's just, that's just a market problem. Eventually, when technology ends up getting cheaper and there's more games, I'm sure we're gonna see more solid experiences. But for bang for your buck, you can't go wrong with the PSVR. So, I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't want to waste any of my viewers' time. If you've watched this far, I really just want to let you know I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to my thoughts on this. And if you enjoyed this video, or did not enjoy it, please leave a like or dislike it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you guys really enjoy this kind of content, I'm really passionate about it, and I would be really interested in doing more. So, let me know. I hope you have a great day, and this is Dan. End of the video. Yeah.